Have you ever looked up at a plane just slicing through the sky and wondered what it's really like up there? I mean, not just for any airline, but for one that's consistently called the best in the world. Well, today we're going to peel back the curtain on the high-stakes, high-reward world of a Singapore Airlines pilot.
And that quote, that's coming straight from the pilots themselves. It pretty much sets the stage perfectly, doesn't it? This is a career that's built on absolute precision and professionalism. It's not just a job, it's a total commitment that demands a very specific kind of skill and character.
So what's the big deal? Why is this one of the most sought-after pilot jobs in the entire industry? Let's take a look at what it actually means to fly for a true global leader.
Look, Singapore Airlines isn't just another carrier. It's the benchmark everyone else is measured against. That reputation comes from a state-of-the-art fleet and an approach to flying that is, to put it mildly, meticulous. For a pilot, that means you're in an environment where excellence isn't just a goal, it's the absolute baseline for every single flight, no exceptions.
Okay, that prestige is awesome. But let's get down to it. Let's talk about what we're all a little curious about: the money. We're going to break down how that salary climbs all the way from the first officer's seat right up to the captain's chair. Right, so you've just been promoted to first officer. Your journey kicks off with a starting salary of around 94,000 Singapore dollars a year. But you got to think of this as just the takeoff point, with a very steep climb ahead. And that initial salary? Yeah, that's just the beginning. Once you get some experience under your belt and you start flying those long-haul routes to places like Europe and North America, your income can more than double, hitting up to 195,000 Singapore dollars. That massive jump is really driven by the huge allowances that come with those long-haul flights.
And then comes the big moment. The moment that's the result of years of hard work, endless training, and pure dedication. You trade in those 3 stripes for 4, and with it comes a whole new world of responsibility and reward.
The second you're promoted to captain, your earning potential takes another huge leap, starting at around 235,000 Singapore dollars. And that number, well, it reflects the immense trust and responsibility that's now on your shoulders as the commander of that aircraft. Now, at the absolute peak of your career, we're talking senior captain on the airline's flagship long-haul routes. You could be earning up to 355,000 Singapore dollars a year. This is pretty much the financial pinnacle of flying for one of the most prestigious airlines on the planet. And this chart just lays it all out, doesn't it? Just look at that visual gap between the senior first officer and the senior captain. It makes it crystal clear that the promotion isn't just a new title, it's a monumental leap in your earning potential. It really highlights the incredible long-term rewards. But hey, a top-tier career is about way more than just the salary, right? The benefits package at Singapore Airlines is really designed to support you, your family, and your future. Let's dig into what that includes. The package is seriously comprehensive. Of course, you've got amazing travel perks for you and your family. Your health is covered with full medical and dental. Financially, you're set up for the long term with solid retirement plans. And maybe most importantly, they support your career growth with clear paths to becoming an instructor, and they look out for your mental well-being with some really robust programs to manage the unique pressures of the job. Okay, so we've seen the prize, and it's a big one. Now, let's talk about the price. Getting into that cockpit is not easy. The airline is looking for the absolute best of the best, and you can bet the requirements reflect that. So these are the non-negotiables. You absolutely need a valid airline transport pilot license. That's your ATPL, a Class 1 medical, and at least 1,500 hours flying multi-crew jets, though really, they'd prefer to see 2,500. Then you add in the strict English proficiency standards and even a minimum height requirement. You can see the bar is set incredibly high right from the start. And if you manage to meet all of those requirements, well, then you get to face this 6-stage gauntlet. It starts with an online application and aptitude tests, then moves to the supercritical flight simulator evaluation, where your hands-on skills are put to the ultimate test. If you pass that, you've still got technical and HR interviews before the final medical and background checks. It is an intense, demanding process, to say the least. So let's bring it all together. We've seen the incredible rewards, and we've seen the immense challenges. The big question is, how do they balance out? You know, when you boil it all down, it's a fundamental trade-off. On one side, you have an industry-leading salary, fantastic benefits, and the global prestige of flying for a world-renowned brand. But on the other side, You're facing incredibly high standards, an intense screening process, and a culture that is built on rigorous, unwavering discipline.
So, it all comes down to this. It's a career that offers the absolute pinnacle of rewards, but it demands the absolute pinnacle of performance in return. So you have to ask yourself, is that the perfect balance? Or is the price of that perfection just too high? That's the ultimate question for anyone who dreams of being in that cockpit.